souls. I hope life finds you happy and joyful today. I decided I was going to share with you a vibrational healing. This is something that I do every day. It's a vibrational clearing. It helps to ground and center my energy so that I can show up for my day from a soulful perspective. And before we get started, I want to just say a couple of things about vibrational healing. One being the difference between passive and subtle. So I'm going to perform the healing, so I'm more in the active state, but that does not mean that you are in a subtle or in a passive state, just kind of receiving. That's only part of it. When we work with subtle energy, it's that. It requires us to slow down, pay more attention, be more specific and mindful and not distinctive, a little bit more discerning, if you will, in our actions going forward. So staying with me, receiving the healing is part one. And then in the days that follow, because we're talking about subtle energy healing and vibrational energy healing, that's on the cellular level, the subatomic level, the quantum level. And what it does is it opens up perspective. It gives us more space so that we can have a different perspective. So in the days and hours that follow, your action, your activation will be to notice different perspectives that come up, different choices that suddenly pop into your head, different leanings that you feel called to do. And then the action part, and often requires some courage, is to do it differently, to lean into those new options and do them. Don't just let them fly by on the stream of your conscious, subconscious, and I'll do it later and dismiss it, because that's when we're shutting down the healing. Not entirely, of course, but we have that option to support it or kind of fall back into our old, ingrained, well-established patterns. And when we do subtle healing energy, because it is so non-corporeal at first, what we're really looking for is the intuitive hits, the different perspective, the different ways of showing up, and then leaning into that. So that's your part, and I will do the other parts today. And the other thing is whenever I do a vibrational healing, which I do different ones for relationship clearing and resetting timelines after trauma. And when I was quitting drinking, I did healings on my liver and my digestive system and just kind of removed the desire for alcohol out of my energy field. And it's been 3 years now. I don't drink anymore. And no, I did not have a drinking problem. I just was not in love with my relationship with alcohol. I didn't feel like it was the best. I just leaned on it too much as a way of coping, and I didn't want that. So now I'm more addicted to smoothies and green tea. So anyway, it's subtle, my point. And so I invite you, if you join me for this healing that will begin very shortly, is that reduce the alcohol, reduce the caffeine if possible, listen to 432 megahertz or classical music, or get out in nature. You want to do things that support the soul, basically, that comes after it, that support the establishment of the higher vibration so that you can embody it and give it space in your field. So if you're trying this out and you're new to my world and you're like, yeah, I'm going to give it a go, and then you leave and you immediately, go back to everything that you were doing before, like as if this never happened, then it will feel like this never happened. But if you're looking for some healing and you really want to connect, then in the time afterwards, that's your work. That's your homework, to connect. So if you are open for all of that and you're still with me and you want to join, then we will begin the energy healing. And this is something that I do every single day. It's a clearing of the field. It is like the most basic. There are different levels to energy healing, to vibrational healing, and this one is the basic one. So if you're ready, then I would ask you just to sit up nice and tall, take a nice deep breath, and come into the present moment so that you can be here now. This is going to take not even 10 minutes. And just come into the present moment. And I would like you to imagine that you have a grounding cord that reaches down from the bottom of your root chakra into the earth, and another that comes from the crown of your head and goes up into the heavens. We are going to connect to the quantum field. I mean, we're always connected to the quantum field, but we're going to do it on purpose right now. So we're just going to allow our subtle energy bodies to feel that connection. And then I am just going to release any debris or ash or anything that's on you. And if you're thinking, how does this work? Because it's a quantum healing, quantum energy has no concept of time or space. It has no concept of real or unreal. It is only the intent and the energy that we're working with. So whenever you watch this, whenever you see it, however many times, it can go through the video, it can go through recording, it can go through distance and remote healings, because we're all part of the field and the information is energy and it's just moving through the field. So that's how I can do this right now, and you can see this a week from now and still receive the healing, because your cells also don't know anything at all about time. All right, so I'm just cleaning off the front and back of your auric field. As we interact with other people, we often collect their energy and their emotions and their thoughts and beliefs, and we don't realize it because we're not used to having energetic maintenance in what we're doing. And now I'm going to cut any of the cords that are between you and another. I can never cut heart cords, but sometimes people attach to us, and we can know that that's happening because they keep intruding in our thoughts, and we keep worrying about what they're going to say and how they're going to feel, and we're spending a lot of energy worrying about them, and it takes away the energy that we spend taking care of ourselves. So, and yes, it's even kids and spouses and friends and moms and dads, all of them. It's okay to cut the cords. Again, it's not the heart one. It's just the cords that are feeding off of you in a way that's not exactly balanced or healthy. And also, we want to give back their energy, and we want to call back our own energy. So as I'm doing this, your field is going to do that. You can just close your eyes if you want. Take a deep breath and feel the tentacles reach out, grasping through all time and space for little bits of your soul pieces that were left, and release. Allow a gentle release from your own body of any soul pieces that you took from anyone else. Just let that gently sway back to other people. And then we're going to seal up your auric field with kind of galactic sparkle so that you don't have to have those cords reconnect unless you so choose to do them. Now, having said that, again, this is like a light cleaning, right? So clearing. So if you're in an energetic pattern where every day you're allowing someone energetically to cord to you, then this is really where the work comes into now you have a chance to pay attention to it and notice it, as opposed to just moving forward and doing what you've always done. And next, we're going to open your energy channels. These are also known as chakras, but we'll call them energy channels. And they open like an iris, but what I'm doing right now is also opening them and kind of scooping them as I go, because each one filters and processes different energies. They're different energy centers, right? So for example, the root, it deals with all your stuff that's money and safety and feeling like you have the right to just be here, right? And then with your sacral, it deals with all your creativity and your sexuality energy and how you're interacting with other people in that way. And do you have the right to feel and have your feelings and your thoughts about your feelings? And then when we get to the solar plexus, it processes everything that does with your will, your sense of self, your sense of power. Do you have the right to anything really. Can you stand in your own power, and with who and for how much, right? And then I also like to do the spleen, which kind of sits right there next to the solar plexus. And when I'm doing the spleen, it's because that area processes anxiety and stress. And I mean, they're all linked in different areas do that, but this is the main one, the spleen. And while we're at it, we're just going to connect your adrenal glands to that grounding cord, and we're going to allow them to release, because they also process stress. They sit right on top of the kidneys. So energetically, they're all related. So we're just going to let them drain out while we're doing this so that they can just release. And you might even feel a soft, gentle release in your body while that's happening. And as we open these up and scoop them out, we just want to have the nervous system and the physical body have a chance to just relax and breathe. And then we're going to do the heart center, which of course processes everything about compassion. It's not just romantic love, it's how you feel about love in general. What is your, all the stories and beliefs about what love is for mankind, for yourself, for everyone, and how do we deal with love. And then the higher heart, I like to also do the thymus. And the thymus is that higher sense of love, being able to connect to the higher self and love life on a higher scale. You're loving nature and the fact that everyone is so unique and different, and you're feeling like you can connect with that. And then we do the throat chakra. And the throat chakra is your ability to manifest into, that's a little stuck there, into reality. And it's being able to speak your truth, and it's being able to, say what you need to say. But also, where the throat chakra is, we want it to be able to have a fluid movement from the heart space and bringing it down from the divine space, so that when we're speaking, we're able to do so with love and compassion and clarity, right? Like clarity of a bigger picture, if you will. So I'm going to clear that throat up. And then the third eye is where we see clearly about ourselves, and it's our perceptions. And so we do get caught in these boxes of perception, and that's where our beliefs kind of dictate what we're noticing and what we're not noticing. So we definitely want to be able to have that cleared up. And it also allows us to filter down the information from the quantum field and from the field of unconditional love. And then we're going to do the crown chakra, which of course brings us to our spirituality and all our beliefs and structures around what that means, and being able to receive messages from spirit guides, from past on loved ones, from angels, from anything that is in part of your belief structure that is more than you, and ideally connected to unconditional love. And then we're going to turn you around and just bring it right back down the other side. So the front section that we do when we open the portals is how you are kind of receiving from other people. And then the back is kind of how you're feeling about yourself, right? Because it's always us and other, right? Self and other. So we want to make sure that on both sides we're being open and we're balanced, and the left and the right, the yin and the yangs, because we're such multi-dimensional beings that we want to be able to have the complete field with no holes and no pieces around us that are causing us to see things in a wounded state. And that usually happens in the 3 lower chakras, because that's where the shame, the blame, and the guilt are the demons. I don't like that word per se, but the shadows, we'll call them, of the lower 3 chakras. And that can affect how everything else operates in the system, because we're in a 3D reality, and the lower 3 chakras are super connected to 3D. So they can have a lot, right? Like that's your safety, that's your ability to feel and creatively express your feelings, and then how you use your power, obviously. And then we're just going to do the shoulders and the elbows and the wrists and the hands, because these are also energy channels, and the hips and the knees. If you're having knee issues, oftentimes that's energetically related to not necessarily wanting to move forward, and you're feeling stuck in some way. Same with the ankles and the bottoms of the feet. There's chakras there. Okay, and now that we've got all of our portals open, we're going to pour quantum divine golden healing energy from that open center right down Again, you can close your eyes and feel it pouring down your head, front and back, and on the sides, through your throat and your shoulders, down your arms and fingers, down your torso and your back and your hips and your thighs, your hamstrings and your knees, your ankles and your feet, right down through the grounding cord, just flushing your entire system with unconditional love energy. It's going to heal cells. It's going to release emotions. Gently, of course, and on a subtle level, but it's going to go right down to every quantum particle and connect and activate and just bring in gorgeous healing energy. And I'm going down your back and up your front, just making it move down your back and up your front. I'm even going to bring up some earth energy, bring it up to your hips and allow it to flow back down your legs, and just really opening up all the systems so that your energy can flow more clearly, more smoothly, more easily, more lovingly. And then when we're very stressed, especially us women, we tend to trap our spirit here, which is how you end up feeling like out of your body and ignoring your body a lot of the time. So we're just going to bring your spirit right back down fully into the bottoms of your toes and out to the ends of your fingers and fully centered into your body. We're going to connect it at the pancreas right in the center, which also processes sugar in the body. So it represents, your enjoyment and the sweetness of life. And then next, and know when I do this in the morning, I'm very fast. I've been doing it for a long time. I'm going slower because I just want to explain to you what's happening. Your subconscious is listening to me right now. And if you're also consciously listening to me, then wonderful. But it's more on the subconscious level. So what I'm doing right now is pouring more divine golden energy, and I'm just kind of balancing all the bodies. I'm telling in my mind that I want the energy to balance between spiritual, emotional, mental, and physical. The kittens, they love the healing. Don't you? Where are you? And so we're balancing all that out. And then because of the kind of life that we live in, I'm changing that divine energy and I'm tinting it green for healing. So I want that sacred vitality to be pouring through my body. I want to be healthy. I want to be aligned with health and vitality. And I'm taking what looks like a golden sieve and I'm running it through the body. Like it looks like a tennis racket to me, but it's made with golden divine strings, and it's breaking up all the little particles that might get stuck, all the emotions, all the old stagnant beliefs, the stuff that belongs to other people that is still stuck in your organs and your body. And we're just sloughing it all off and allowing it to go down the grounding cord. And that is the basic clearing. And so now we're going to put a protective bubble around you. And that is a high blue band that only is going to allow in high vibrational feelings. And we're going to release any of the lower vibrational stuff. So we've got our portals opening and running, our energy centers are cleansed and filtered. It's like changing the air filter in your house or in your car, right? Like we're changing those things out. We flushed it full of energy, washed it clean. We drained out certain organs energetically that house a lot and end up storing and processing and getting sluggish in how they're processing a lot of the energy. And then we brought in vital healing energy, and then we wrapped it all up into a beautiful bubble. You're in this beautiful cocoon. And then we're going to just clean off the outside, and we're going to tell the subconscious and all the cells, this is new programming. The old programming is obsolete. From now and every day forward, this new programming will run. And then I'm just going to give you back all your energy, and I'm going to take back all my own energy, and then we're going to cut those cords so that you have yours and I have mine, and we're all good to go. So again, you may not have felt anything while I did it. You may feel like real relaxed and centered right now. You might have done some yawning. You might feel energized. You might really want to take a nap. It's really hard to say how you're going to respond. My suggestions to support the medicine of what we just did is to drink a lot of water and really choose high vibrational stuff in the next 24 to 48 hours. And, if you're curious for more and you want to let me know, drop a comment in a few days, let me know how this went for you and how you're feeling. And I'll also drop the link in case you want to book and talk and go in on deeper things. We can work on any issue that you're having right now from an energetic perspective, and then use crystals and chakras and oils and different rituals afterwards to support it in the physical world so that you can lock in the healing. So I hope you enjoyed that. That is my gift to you. Have a wonderful day, and I'll talk to you soon.